connection. So lossless audio, spatial audio are premium and audio features that you should kind of use if your app has an audio use case. Now, we saw two things, images and audio, but today, it's not just about one phone. An average household will have 10 other connected devices. It can be your watch, it can be your TV screen, it can be your tablet, it can be your foldable. As an app developer, you cater to all these surfaces, right? So how do you make the experience seamless and better on all these surfaces? How many of us are annoyed by having one notification on all surfaces? Have you experienced it? Would you like the experience to be better, to kind of have one notification at just one place? For example, media, right? If you are playing some content, you should be able to control it, like play, pause from different surfaces, right? That's a good user experience. And your user is not really annoyed by a lot of things. Plus, your user feels he has the power to be in control of all the ecosystem around it. So how do you actually do that? For that, we have something called as a media session, which kinds of is a layer which talks to all these devices and can connect and can show you one single source of truth, and it gives you the ability to control all of these at a time. So we have something called as a media session in the XO player that you should use. It's pretty straightforward to use it. These things are pretty simple, but as app developers, we don't know them. We don't give it as much priority. There's always something else that comes up, and this always goes to the backlog. But small things can also enhance your experience like anything and reduce bugs and all of that in the future as well. So this is the media session experience that I was talking about. It gives you a good call to action on different devices that you have. So all the connected ecosystem of devices you can control, and all of this is done with an implementation of media session. How many of you knew about media session? Have you used media session? Okay, some people know. Have you used it in a connected environment, controlling different devices? Okay, a few, great. For others, we already have few people using it, so it's definitely doable and it's simple. That's why other people are using it, right? So make the most use of it. Now we spoke about audio, we spoke about images, we spoke about the connected environment. Now let's come to video, right? How do we make a better quality video? Media 3 is a new home of libraries. All the new XO Player updates will come to Media 3. XO Player is Android's hero player to kind of run all video content, right? In Media 3 library, we also give you video editing use case, which is today's Gen Z's requirement, right? Everybody wants to not just edit images, but also edit videos, short form videos and all of that. Transformer is a new library wherein with client side at runtime, you can do all these image editing use cases. You want to add a text, you want to add some audio, you want to change transcode into one format or another. Transformer is a library which can give you all of these use cases. So if your app has some ability, if your app has some use case for videos, and especially video editing, like you're capturing an audio, like you're capturing a video, or you're selecting a photo from photo picker, and you want to send that across, do you give them more, you can give your user more powers to do it. How many of you actually have a video use case in your app? Oh, great. There are a lot of people. So you should definitely check out the Transformers library and the editing features it does. It's pretty simple to start with the basic editing, and as you go advanced, you'll need more work. So some stats. 50 million people capture a photo with an Android camera in 30 minutes. That's like 5 crore people capturing a photo, right, in just 30 minutes. So your users are capturing photos. That is what this stats tell. What do you do? What do you do after that? As app developers, are you making any use of this? That your users are capturing photos. And that is where this premium experience comes in. All these new APIs in Android are being given to kind of give you the power to display richer content, display richer images, richer videos, all of that, because your users are using your camera. Now, you need to take the next step as app developers. Now let's come to what happens. What can you do? You can, by default, enable the HDR video mode in your app whenever you capture. This is coming in the latest devices and others, but you should also enable it proactively. So here, if you see the difference, you can immediately see the difference. There are very quick ways to check if your phone is HDR enabled or not. If it is, you just have to kind of enable that mode to give that experience. And once your source input video is great, then automatically doing edits, sending across, all that will create a great user experience on your app. So we saw the video part. Now let's focus more on the capture part for camera extensions. We have a lot of camera extensions available for you. For example, night mode is one of the most common camera extensions. How many of us have used the night mode camera in our app? Almost all of you, so that's great. As app developers, have you ever thought of using a night mode extension in your app? Okay, that's very few, just 2 or 3 people, right? So we give our users the ability to capture a photo in our app, but are we making use of these features? This is already available for you. Are you actually enabling all these extensions in your app when you actually capture camera, or are you just leaving it by default to the OEM? That the OEM should capture a good camera and give it to me, and then I'll do the rest. You can also write on top of that to kind of just enable these modes, right? It's as easy as that. Now we saw a lot of these features for camera, media, audio, and all of this. As a developer, how do I get started? How do I know, does this API, does this new version of this feature suit my app? How do I get, what is the dev effort required, how will it set in my app? All of this you can see in the new Media Developer Center that we've launched. This is very focused on media, thereby focused on premium experiences. So here you'll be having a lot of tutorials, code labs, blogs, all of that to give you an idea about the different experiences that we have, about all the different APIs that we spoke about and how to get started with it. So do check this out. This is like a special one made for media, for you to kind of, for developers, to make use of this and to make better use quality. A lot of the APIs that we talk about are very easy to implement. But sometimes as developers, we are just not aware of it. Or it's always deprioritized, or it always goes in backlog, because we don't know what is the output that it will give us, right? We create better quality images, but we are not able to see, how much will it delight our users? How much will it be better? But we shared some stats with you to kind of give you that initial push to kind of think about adopting these features and think about if these features can fit the use case of your app. And this is where the future is going, so let's be a part of it. With this, I'll again call back Satish to talk about large screens.
I have a question for you. How many of you are app developers or app designers? Yeah, mostly all of you. So when was the last time you raised a PR or you reviewed a PR, or maybe you have made the designs? What are the different form factors you have considered, or what are the different form factors you actually tested your app on? Form factor means different tablet or foldables or anything. I think I cannot see any hand raised, so that's why this topic is really important, large screen. When I talk about large screen, what are the devices I am actually considering? So foldables and flippables. Foldables have outer screen as well as inner screen. And when flippables are not exactly large screen, but when I talk about flippables, they actually they have an assumption that your app cannot be run on normal phone factors, but it has a different assumptions that you can try it on. When I talk about tablets, tablet is a huge screen. It is your app can run in a portrait mode as well as landscape mode, or your app can run in multi-window mode. You can drag and drop, you can do multitasking using multi-window mode, or you can simply use keyboard for navigation, or stylus, or mouse. Sorry. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. So apart from tablet, we have Android TV also. And changing gears here now, Android Automotive OS. When we talk about Android Automotive OS, when car is parked, you can have tablet-like experience on your Android car. Also on Chromebooks, Chromebooks are mostly have extended display or large display, but most of us will use it in a landscape mode. It may not have a keyboard, may not have a touch screen at all. You might be using keyboard and mouse or a stylus. Okay. Why your app should be optimized for different form factors? Mobile apps should be optimized for devices beyond phones, such as foldable tablets, Chrome OS, and Android Automotive OS, etc., because it gives a premium experience on all form factors. App should be responsive and adaptive. Your app should not be just a large phone app when it is displayed on tablet or any other form factors, but it should be responsive and adaptive so that your views are more giving premium experience to the users. Okay. Now you might be asking how can we measure whether your app is large screen optimized or not? For that, we have large screen app quality guidelines. We have specific set of tiers for large screen, and very innovatively, we name them as tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1. Let's talk about tier 3. When I say tier 3, you are able to complete all critical flows of your app with all the configuration changes. Configuration change can be fold unfold, rotation on fold, rotation on orientation, or maybe when you are doing multi-window or multitasking on your device. So your critical user journey should not be breaking when these configuration changes are enabled. Also, your app, when in full screen mode, should not be letterboxed. Letterbox means your app is in the center and there are black boxes around your app. That is nothing but the letterboxing. When we reach tier 3, for example, Hotstar app is tier 3 app. Okay. Now take an example of it. Try your app rotating back once again to normal position. Your app should maintain a state saying that state can be your navigation state, your text view, text in your text view, or the scroll state of your app. When rotating across, your app should retain your state. You can use remember savable from compose, or you may be using, if you are using Android, you can use Android view model architecture to achieve this. Now talking about tier 2. Tier 2 is tier 3 plus something. So tier 2 is optimized for screen sizes and device configuration. It does not mean that your app is just a large phone app, but your views are literally optimized for this extra space available to you. For example, if you see WhatsApp on large screen, you can see the list detail page or the Gmail for that case. So list detail, supporting pane layouts are different example of optimized UI for tier 2. Let's take an example. Here we are talking about the app which is optimized for large screen device. Your app can have configuration compact, medium, expanded. And to note that you can use window size class from window manager to achieve this. For example, you can see there is a bottom bar when compact mode or when it's on tablet, you can see the nav rail. And when it's on large screen, say Chromebook, you can see the navigation drawer altogether. Your app should make use of window size class, and your app should not assume that whatever device or form factor it is using, that all space is available to your app. For example, a user might do multitask by split window, or maybe if you are on Chromebook, you can user can use freeform windowing. Okay. The last is tier 1. It is called large screen differentiated. It's basically a distinguished experience for your app. For example, if your app is in media domain, you can have tabletop mode at, like this. So this is a video call app where all the views are in upper screen, and bottom screen contains controls. So for example, both Hotstar and Z5 have tabletop mode in their video player. If you have foldable, you can try it out. Okay. So for large screen, similar to media, we have dedicated DAG page. You can just check out this page for responsive layout and for large screen development. Okay. Apart from this, we are talking about new features, premium features. Okay. Okay. So Android 14 launched non-linear font scaling. So when we say font scaling, it is very linear. So whatever fonts you have on your app, it will be simply non-linear, means linear will do 2x scaling. For example, large text as well as small text will zoom in the same ratio. But with non-linear font scaling, you can actually have different zoom level across your text. For example, small text will increase by 2x, but large text only increase very little, so that you can have a good experience. Sorry. Okay. Okay. We'll start with this. So Android 14 also provide grammatical inflection, saying that your string resources can be gender specific, maybe masculine, feminine, or neutral. Uh, it, Android 13 launches predictive back, so that you will know where you are going before when you are using predictive back. So it actually prevents your users from basically getting out of your app. It will showcase where you are going with the predictive back. With Android 14, uh, predictive back is available during activity transitions also. And with the Jetpack 1.7, it is available for fragments also. Okay. We have share sheet updates. We have custom app actions in share sheet. We have preview UI, and also you can use direct share target via messages. Privacy, when we talk about privacy in Android, we say that, for example, when you ask for location, we basically tell user why this privacy is needed. Or in case, for photo picker, we don't ask permissions at all. Sorry. Okay. So, and to improve security, we have added passkeys. Passkeys is a next generation industry standard for passwordless authentication that replaces password and other phishable authentication method. Okay. The new Credential Manager API supports passkeys along with passwords and federated signing like Google signing and other signing providers like OAuth. It's a part of Android 14, and it's generally supported on Android 4.4. Passkeys are available from Android 5. With foreground, in Android 14, foreground services require types and type-specific permission. These types allow you to be more explicit as to which use cases you are using foreground services for. And they are enforced by Play policy, Google Play policy, and a runtime requirement. Okay. We are also adding purpose-built APIs such as Companion Device Manager, Picture-in-Picture, a new user-initiated data transfer job, digital car keys, the ability to start Bluetooth scanning with a pending intent, and we are doing more, including the new. Okay. We have new Telecom Jetpack library which supports call-related background work specific, and simplifies telecom stack background task, and it brings a backward compatibility also. Now we have on-device ML. On-device ML is less costly compared to cloud. It has online support and data privacy, and most importantly, it has a low latency. With turnkey ML features, we have barcode scanning, translation, smart replies. Face mesh is in beta, and document scanner is coming soon. So all these features are available for your ML. And we have added acceleration service also. When we talk about acceleration service, it basically takes information, it basically uses information from your model. If you are using your own model and your own data, acceleration service basically guides you based on the model of phone you are using to the recommendation for your ML model. Okay. So that's a lot to think about. All these features are there. And how you can get there? The answer is simple. We have tooling, we have libraries, and we have framework. We have app quality insight, AQI for short. Crashes definitely make for a less premium experience for apps. App quality insights basically seamlessly help you analyze these crashes inside your Android Studio directly. When we talk about Android Vitals, now in play, Android Vitals are supported with debuggable information about your ANRs, and in few cases, fixes for them. And my favorite is Studio Bot. Studio Bots basically help you in anything, writing code, getting recommendation, getting solution to your errors. You can use this inside your Android Studio, and you don't need to go to another tab and search for the solution. Most probably, Android Studio Bot will give you the solution you need. Okay. And most of you might have used baseline profile. Using a baseline profile along with arret and dex makes a huge difference in app startup and runtime performance. Particularly for cold start, we have added template in Android Studio that helps automate adding baseline profiles using macro benchmark from Jetpack to help you tune your app startup. Now talking about Jetpack, Jetpack contains media 3, just Mayuri tells, camera, credentials manager, benchmark, macro benchmark, telecom, and Jetpack Compose also. And Jetpack Compose. Compose is continuing its journey as the modern UI toolkit that helps you build features fast and easy. So here are few Compose features we are talking about. The new Compose feature is, in 1.6 alpha, we are released drag and drop, so that in Compose, you can seamlessly drag and drop in-app or between two apps. Also, we have Android external surface, which is nothing but a wrapper around texture view and surface view. You can take a help of Android external surface if you are using Compose. We have support for anchored draggable also, where you can use implement functionality like swipeable, dismiss, using Compose. Okay. We have new material adaptive scaffolds, which basically adapts your app to different form factors we talk about, nearly without needing your code. So it will basically automate the different form factors for adaptive scaffolds. Okay. Now we have listened to the community. So our main focus is Jetpack Compose performance. We listen to the community, and we are working hard to get Compose to be more performance right off the box. Upgrading to latest version of Compose brings you performance improvement without needing any code. Okay. Now performance tips. When you want to, when your app is not optimized enough as you want, try to run your app with a release mode in arret, by arret enabled. You might not have any issue at all. try to pinpoint what the issue is and analyze the issue. You can use macro benchmark to analyze the issue and check the guidance on performance tips. In conclusion, we have showcased what are the premium features available on Android, why your app should be optimized for large screen, all form factors, and what tools and libraries are there to help you optimize this. So I don't know what the future holds, but if we want to go for premium future, it will take efforts from all of us, platform, OEMs, and app developers like you. Here are some content for the guidance. And thank you. Here are the social links. You can reach out to us. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it was been a long talk.
Hello, guys. Just we have a very short time right now, so I will just request to just put two questions, one from this side and one from that side. So it will be really good. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Anybody want to just question something? Yeah.
Hello, yeah. So as ma'am said, like we should use HDR for image and video. In our app, like we have used a lot of
Sorry,
images.
I'm unable to hear. I'll come down.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like ma'am is saying, like we should use images as HDR, like HDR enabled.
Okay.
So our concern, like if we enable HDR, does it require more memory, or like what we capture, we need to upload to the cloud or server?
Okay.
So does it take more effort, more network uses to upload HDR enabled images?
Okay. So I think Mayuri will be best to answer that.
For Ultra HDR specifically, it doesn't matter because it's only enabled on HDR specific devices. HDR screens are already premium devices, so it has good RAM and all that. So client side, it doesn't matter as much because you already have the power of the device. Now sending it server side, you think there's more network. With Ultra HDR images, it's like 5-10% max more memory than your base image. But for that, you need to decide, does it fit? Because for 5% more storage capacity, more network, how much better experience does it give you? So you need to choose between one of the two.
Okay, and does it allow us to compress little bit and has the HDR capability as well?
Yes. The biggest advantage is it is backwards compatible. So you can compress it in your normal algorithms as you do, nothing that you need to change. On older devices, on non-capable devices, it will still display SDR image as it is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah. How much time do we have?
Just one question more. Just one more question, please. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, hello. So you said Ultra HDR is backward compatible, right?
Yes.
Backward compatible to what Android version?
Android 11, I guess.
Okay. What if there is not a hardware support?
It will still display SDR
Okay.
image, yeah.
Right. So the camera extension, is it supported? I mean, do we have support for that in Camera 1? I know it's like way old, but yeah.
So support for what?
For Camera 1 API, the bokeh mode, night mode, etc.
I don't think so. Our future releases are with Camera 2 and Camera X, so
Right.
the extensions. So we are building for the future, right? So we are forward looking.
Okay.
We just don't want to break any previous experience. So
Right.
that's the goal.
Okay. So I have a routed device. If I rip off the pixel camera from any of the pixel and if I put it in there, can we still support ultra HDR?
I'm not sure on that. We'll have to check.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Satish and Mayuri, for your insightful thought. It was really fabulous. Have again huge round of applause. And guys, there is just a small announcement. Around 3 to 4 p.m., there will be a WTM catch-up, which will be happening exactly opposite to Kalinga 1, which is called a community center over there, community hall. So there, just please, it is exclusive for the women, but everybody can join. Okay? Yeah. And you all can tag us and just engage with us for the hashtag DevFestBLR23 and GDGBLR in that 2 hashtags wherein you can engage us. And now let's move to the next speaker.